Hello, everybody. I am yet again Price McKinney, simply put. And as always, I want to thank you for tuning in and listening. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, simply put with Price McKinney. Most importantly, YouTube. Like, subscribe, watch a video, leave a comment. Simply put podcast with Price McKinney on Tuesdays. So we'll dive right into this. My last video I talked about it's kind of fun. Post Valentine's, be attentive, be considerate, pay attention. Things of that nature to your person, right? So from that, then this is I had a completely totally different direction I wanted to go, but I was asked by an individual a question. And so that's what I'm going to deal with today. I've been sitting on it. And the question was, as you see in the title, what do I do? Dot, dot, dot. So the question was presented to me. Okay, Valentine's came. I did A, B, C, D, E, F, all the way down to Z, right? For their person. Zero, nada, Nathaniel, Nathan, in return, right? No card, no happy Valentine's Day text, no acknowledgement, no balloon, no roses, no candy, no t-shirt, no thing, right? And this goes both ways. It's not just the woman, it's not just the man. Um, it happens to a lot of people. So the question was asked to me, what do I do? When I continued doing this, and it turned into a whole conversation. Um, what do I do? I, Valentine's, birthdays, Christmas, it's the same thing every year. I do this, and this, and I get nothing in return. And as difficult as it was, here was my response. When you are giving your all, or giving the majority of who you are to that person, and I've talked about this, before in different reciprocation, right? Um, you getting back at least some of what you give. And I'm gonna say this first. I don't care what kind of car you drive. Keep running it without putting gas in it. See how far you go. Cars now tell you, and I know because I've done it, still do it. X amount of miles before empty, right? So, like the car I have now, it told me right around 60-ish something before empty. Now the one I had before that, it when it hit around 30-ish. I've had one before that told you at 20. Now way back in the day, me and one of my buddies, we had a bad habit of running it past empty. Where the light comes on, and when you open the gas can, it blows its breath in your face. Because it ain't nothing but air in the tank. And I'm not gonna say his name, of course, but at times he would, you know, like he was, like he had a lawnmower. He would put 50 cent or $1 in his tank. Literally, like, dude, just fill it up. Well, no, dude. Okay, whatever. My point is this: when you give and you give and you give and you give and you keep giving and you keep giving and you keep giving and you keep giving, the gas tank runs low. And I understand that. And at some point, you might run out of gas. Hopefully, you won't. But at some point, it is a great possibility that you might run out of gas. Like my daddy used to always say, even a dog gets tired after a while. So that's number one. You've got to at some point be able to fill up the person that you're with and do something in return to say, or at least acknowledge, you know what, I appreciate what you've done. Here's a little something, something. It doesn't have to be anything grand. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant or over the top. Just some type of tangible and or verbal, preferably both, to your person that says, you know what, I appreciate what you're doing. Um, I appreciate your efforts. I appreciate your thoughts for even thinking about doing this for me. Um, some people have a bad habit of taking advantage of who you're with from the standpoint of, you know what, they're going to be here. They're going to keep doing it. I just, I'm not going to get anything. I just keep accepting. I just keep taking. I keep accepting. I'll keep taking. That is not good, folks. If you're that person, you need to fix that. If you're the person on the other end of it, um, I know it's challenging, and here's what I'm gonna say to you, ma'am, to you, sir. Don't let what they're not change who you are. Don't let what they're not change who you are. What do you mean by that? You're obviously a giver. You're obviously a nurturer. You're obviously a very caring, concerning person. Um, Obviously, one who gives from your heart. And you may be with the person that's not on that same page. Now, I don't know at what point in your relationship, beginning, middle, or how long you've been with that person, but at some point you had to have started to see this. And at when you did, you continued to stay and you continued to do what you're doing. Um, and I applaud you 100% for that. Um, I've had that happen to me, and I'll be flat footed honest in the quote unquote dating scheme of it. Um, Once I see, especially now in times past, I may have just let it ride. Um, at the age I am now, I don't have the patience for that. And if I see on the front end that I give you, like my daddy used to say, I give you enough rope to hang yourself, and then it's a wrap. Um, and I have no problem cutting that off because I've been through it enough times before. I'm not going to continue going through it. Everybody's different. This is not cookie cutter. You have to make your own decision. All right. But if you're the person that's a giver, and especially if you're already married and this is happening, um, don't let what they're not, because they may not be the same that you are. One of the challenges that a lot of people have is you look for yourself in other people. There's only one you. I don't care. I've got a twin. I've got a son that's a junior. Neither one of them are just like me. You're not going to find your exact self in somebody else. That's just not realistic. Um, Find somebody that's close to that, as close to that as what you like or what you need, what you want as you possibly can. However, once you start, especially in the beginning, if you're already married, I'm not gonna say it's too late. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not saying that at all. But somehow you got to deal with it. Um, but my encouragement to you is don't allow what's not happening for you from them to change who you are, because at the end of the day, let me say the worst case scenario, you wind up getting out of the relationship or you wind up getting out of the marriage, right? You have to be content within yourself. I can't do it for you. Your people around you can't do it for you. You've got to be content within yourself and know that I did what I was supposed to do as a partner, as a spouse. And I can't tell you that because I don't know what you're doing. I don't know how much you've given. None of the above, right? So only you know that. So, as difficult as it may be, you've got to keep putting stars in your own crown. So, if this is who you are And this is it's natural, it's second nature for you. Um, Continue being you. Continue being the best version of you that you are. Because if you switch gears and you stop becoming bitter, um, and resentful, then that's a whole nother part of you you've got to deal with. And trust me when I tell you, it ain't easy being cheesy. That's when a lot of consequences come with that. So my encouragement to you is continue to be who you are and be the best version of yourself that you can be. I understand you may have those moments where you know what, I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna cook. I'm not gonna pick this up. I'm not gonna take that out. Whatever the case, I get it. I'm not downing you for that. You're human, and I understand that 100%. So if that's you and that's where you are, simply put, mm, continue being the best version of you that you could possibly be, whether you benefit from them or not. Because ultimately, on down the road, you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing for you and that you're doing the right thing for the relationship. All right. Again, I'm Price McKinney. Simply put, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Simply put, with about Price McKinney. But most importantly, go to YouTube, like, subscribe, watch a video, leave a comment. Simply put, podcast with your boy, Price McKinney. And again, I'm not an expert. I just know what I know. And I promise you, I'll see you soon.